Okay, that's us on. So who wants to do a recap of what happened last time we played, which would have been 2 weeks ago? Don't all go at once. Or even in a row, you know?
Tavern. We went to a tavern, didn't we? We went to an inn.
Oh yeah.
And wait, hang on. It was this was just post the fight. Okay, so we had the boat fight the week before. So it was a bunch of chat on the boat. On the walrus. It was a lot of chat. There was a lot of chat last session. The walrus left. The walrus is gone.
Oh yeah.
Off back to the mainland. With I don't know, Feral and the crew and whatnot. And then the rest of us, no, just the party, has gone off and left the battalion, the troops, at the abandoned
We have
temple.
fake names.
With fake names.
I don't remember them.
We're disguises.
I
Oh, it's in the chat. We put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also remember I took a note of them.
Krishna. That's my name.
Tempton.
Tempkin.
Where's the chat?
The Discord chat.
I remember seeing it and remember thinking I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Yep.
Not in a nice
After
place.
we used seeming to disguise ourselves as Dragonborn, those that aren't already Dragonborn, we went to an inn, and Naren spoke to the locals. It's pretty much.
And they couldn't give a fuck about the political situation.
You know.
I don't think you have a fake name, Renna. You were just like the uncle. As far as I
I
remember.
think that's right.
Yeah, I don't think you gave him a fake name. I don't remember.
I kind of started running out of fake names, so I just started going with vague family member.
Fair enough, yeah.
This is my brother's.
He's the uncle. I don't want to arouse any suspicion.
Yeah, okay, I got anything. Y'all get inspiration because you did my feedback for him. So you write that down. But yeah, you guys are. I think we had left off. You guys were leaving the village. Does anyone remember what the village was called? The hamlet.
Dragonborough.
Dragonborough.
Close, but no.
Lizardville.
Airfoil.
Lizardville, USA.
Gecko cul-de-sac.
Yeah, so you guys leave the hamlet whose name you don't recognize. The hamlet whose name you don't remember. You leave that behind and you start heading off into the mountains. Does everyone remember while you were going through the mountains?
Following Naren.
What aim?
Yes.
The reason I haven't been speaking this whole time is because I feel like I'm the only one who knows what's going on.
You should. You're the leader right now.
So we should Zorgar.
I know what's going. We're going to meet with a clan to try and convince them to join us.
But why are we going through the mountains as opposed to around the mountains?
Look, Ben, it's been 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Which clan are we going to
We're going through the mountains to hope that Ulvis will speak to us, the mad sorcerer fuckers, but they probably won't.
Oh yeah.
But the end destination is Clan Balin Estate.
I'll just start pumping magic into the sky and hope we notice.
And then we might pop into the capital for a wee spot of tea.
Sounds like a great idea.
You know.
I mean, they
All
want
that today.
waltz into the capital, so it's probably not a terrible idea.
Bold.
There you go.
I mean, if we look like different people, they're not gonna know.
Yeah, we got to find that person in the hamlet's son who works as a guard. I think he was.
I'm certain nothing will go wrong.
We
It'll be
always
great.
do well in big cities.
We always do well in stealth as well.
Historically, very well.
Listen, Tempton, I'm not appreciating this. Shut up.
Listen, I couldn't speak for like half an hour. And this is barely drink.
Can Naren spend the days trying to teach you like just the most basic of Dragon Ball? Oh,
Sure, yeah.
I keep calling it Dragon Ball and Draconic.
Yeah, that's no problem. You can sort of Rosetta Stone everyone through Draconic 101.
He's trying to undo Morzia's fucking riddles.
He is hello again.
Matthew doesn't know hello. Naren probably does.
You'd hope.
Yes, you do. It's like, hiya.
Yeah, and as long as you play into the whole kid thing, it'll be fine.
Sure. So you guys head out of the little village and into the mountains. The path kind of winds sort of your reasonable way in, but it continues winding up. You pass a couple sort of farms that seem loosely connected to the village as you head up and out. And it's going to take you about 6 more days to reach Balin Estate. And as you're setting off, it's sort of like late lunchtime. What are they doing up there? Sort of late lunchtime, and you get a good few solid hours in before it starts to get dark, and you're sort of forced to camp. What is your camping strategy, if indeed you have one, for this kind of trek?
The tiny hut matches to the surroundings, right?
Make it opaque. Of any color.
Yeah, it always looks distinctly magical.
So it might give us away a little.
Well, I was gonna say we could throw grass over it, but we can't actually do that because I have to be in the thing at all times. I think everyone has to be in it when I cast it.
I mean, as long as we are in, like, under a tree or something, so drakes can't see us. That's Naren's main goal.
We can just not do tiny hut. I mean, we're not. Like, what's gonna bother us really?
Assassins.
A few thousand Dragon Ball.
Well,
Eventually, the tiny hut's gonna come down. If there's 1,000 Dragon Boy outside, then well, whoop-de-doo.
My only concern if someone walks by in the night and they see a halfling, a dwarf, and an elf.
I can
I
always
assume-
cast seeming again. Because it's not concentration, it just lasts 8 hours, so we can sleep in the seeming form.
Okay.
Sure. So you guys are you're just camping regularly, but disguised. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So it starts getting to the point where you're gonna have to stop for the night, and you're able to find a nice little sort of point where the path is a little wider than normally. You're able to get into a kind of a little divot in the hills, and make a little sort of campsite. You get a campfire going. You hang out in your. I assume you guys bring tents with you and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you pitch your tents and build your campfire and stuff. What do you guys? So it's it's like 8 p.m. or whatever when you make camp for the first time, and presumably have your dinner and stuff like that. So what do you guys do for the rest of the evening when it's just you guys on the road with nothing around? How do you spend your time? / what do you talk about?
Dragonborn?
Reading. In my book.
Mushrooms. I'm looking for mushrooms.
What book are you reading?
Storm book. Big
What's the storm?
storms. You know.
What kind of storms?
Well, that's exactly it. What kind of storm?
Small ones.
All the kinds of storms, really. It's kind of more like an atlas of storms.
Atlas is
Is it pop
That's
up?
right.
What's your favorite kind of storm?
It's not.
I was gonna say too.
Pop-up's more of a child sort of book. This is it's more got magical illusions that represent your magical illustrations. Exactly right. That represent your storms, and you know you got your. Hang on, I'm just going to refer to the index.
The index of storms.
That's right. Storm types.
It's a really bright book you got there.
Yeah, it's really bright.
Wizards, that's
Magical
There's
illusions really.
illustrations.
Oh, that's
lighten you up.
a side effect of storms.
That's
Heavy
true.
rain, classic. You know.
Really? It rains
My
during storms.
My favorite chapter is the lightning and thunder section myself, but it's quite an exhilarating book, really. What are you guys doing?
Great talking to you, Rick.
Hi.
Every conversation with Durek is the same.
Well, at least I'm doing something.
Yeah,
You're just sitting there, looking at me.
yeah.
All right, so Rex reading.
I'll probably set up the campfire and stuff.
Sure.
Get the fire going because that's my thing, right? Fire stuff. Yeah. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then maybe some praying, maybe some drawing of any sort of things that are specifically scale orientated in the landscape or ecology.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Okay. So Rex reading, Lyda's making the fire, and having a pray. Is anyone else up to anything exciting?
Can I ask how far into the hills we are?
You're definitely past foothills. You're in the hills. You know, it's hills. All you can see is hills, really. You can see it's kind of like you're in the kind of the cove, so you can see the Cove of Drakes is kind of like below you. But you are heavily, quite definitely in the hills. If that makes sense. If that answers your question. I don't really know what you're driving at with how far in the hills are we.
Yeah, Naren's probably just got to spend a bit of time a little bit away from the camp, just on his knees, just speaking, hoping that not at a loud level, just at a normal talking level, as if maybe someone can hear him.
Sure, what are you saying?
Just kind of saying if anyone at Clan Urus can hear, we'd really love a meeting. Things are changing and we'd like to help.
Sure, okay. Well, no one talks back except Nautilus. He's there and he's like, Servant, what are you doing? Who are you talking to?
Talking to your brother, the Arisen.
Doesn't look like it. Looks a lot like we're talking in that cliff face there.
Well, what does it look like when I'm talking to you? I don't look at you every time I talk to you.
That's true. That's true. Would you like a song, servant? I will sing you a song. And he sings you a song. So he's kind of whittling away in the
background.
background.
Allowed.
A little bit of both. He's like, he's given it a lot of gusto in the head, but it's more of a kind of a gentle sing-song voice out loud. It's like it's kind of quite a weird experience because you can hear like, it's almost like you've got two people with an identical voice singing the same song, except one of them is really going for it and one of them isn't. So, is anyone else up to anything?
Mira's gonna serve her. She could teach her some Dragonborn, because don't know how to speak it.
Sure.
I want to look for.
Raffin, what are you looking for?
Just the usual sort of the animals and plants and things like that, but I'm actually got an eye out for mushrooms.
Sure. Okay. Give us a. Sorry, you're looking for a.
Things more with like more for sort of their medicinal or hallucinogenic properties.
Right. Okay. Give us a nature check.
Hold on.
I get +7 for that.
Jesus.
Oh
8.
no.
Oh no.
You look your damnedest, but unfortunately, it's like you're not you're not really used to being in the hills. You're not spending a huge amount of time in the hills. And more most of your experiences in the forest. So, if there are mushrooms that grow in the hills, you're not sure where to really look for them, and it seems pretty barren around here. So you don't really find anything. You're confident you could have found something in a sort of a locale you're more,
Right.
I'll
Try again later.
Having seen that Raffin returned without any mushrooms, could I give him some hill dwarven wisdom of where to find mushrooms
Yeah.
in the hills?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, so you wanna
Under
look
nooks and under crannies.
Aye, see that big rock over there by them trees? That looks like a good spot for the mushrooms.
I shall check it out.
Aye, that'd be
I'm
good.
thinking if they could be used, we could weaponize. If we found hallucinogenic mushrooms, we could weaponize them if we're taking on something big. Like introduce it into the water supply of the town or something like that.
If you're looking for some real gnarly ones, you gotta go to the caves. The glowing ones in the caves, that's what you're after.
That's what we want. Yeah.
Gotta start wiping out towns.
Not wiping them out, just getting them incredibly
There's
high.
nothing like
Yeah,
grasping
and then
the
they'd be,
hearts
you
and
know,
minds of the people, like getting them all off their face on mushrooms.
Why don't I
I
tag
love
this
it.
stream as this stream
Everyone's
still
off
tagged
the
as neutral
faces on
characters?
mushrooms, and we do like Lydia does something mad with her magic. They'd worship us.
So
Or
armed with Rurek's advice, Raffin, do you want to give us another nature check?
Okay.
See if you get anywhere.
19.
19, yeah. So Rurek's like, oh no, you points out some choice locations, for you to check out. My rug is locked up. And you go and have a look, and yeah, you find underneath a little, looks almost like you find this kind of crag, it's kind of jutting rock, and you have a look, and you're like, I don't know if there's actually there's some very very small mushrooms at the back, that look, you can kind of
Jackpot, baby.
yeah, they're very small and they're very potent looking, and you find 4 of them. You're not sure what type of mushroom they are, but they look like they're a mushroom that might fulfill your purposes. Or kill someone in an incredibly lethal and painful way.
Either way.
It sounds like a good time.
Did you find any, Raffin?
I found 4 of these beauties.
Oh, you got some skag clags. That's great.
What are they called?
Skag clags.
That sounds like an infection.
Skag clags.
It sounds
Skag
like I don't know
clags.
something that
They're-
happens
Is
to
that in
junkies.
Dwarven?
It's Dwarven. It's quite delicious when you fry them.
I don't know
But,
if I trust that.
Wouldn't trust them raw.
Can I inside check Rurek?
Yeah, sure,
See
yeah.
if he's talking out of his arse or not. Where's
Skag
the...
clags, brilliant.
Oh. Yeah, it's a skyclag, barely. Yeah, you can eat those. I think I fully trust Rurik.
Mm-hmm. Don't know
You
why
learn
you wouldn't.
something new every day.
But yeah, I feel that they might kill me, or
Well, like I said, don't have it. Don't eat it as is.
Right, let's fry one up. Let's try one.
Right, stick it on the
Oh,
fryer,
no.
and then have
we
a little.
can't just do one mushroom. How lame is that?
Exactly. It's like you don't trust me. I don't get it.
I will do all
If
of them.
anyone
Right, well,
knows
I
mushrooms,
don't want more than one. I'm not really a mushroom person. There's only 4 of them, and there's a lot of us.
That's true.
Zarzan
This
and
could be
Mira.
Hraffin's first miracle, and lo, Hraffin made 4 mushrooms into plenty.
Zarzan and Mira,
rejoicing.
you can see Zorgar and Aaron's mum is kind of just like shaking her head in the corner. She doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
But-
I also like how no one has asked the natives what this mushroom is, as opposed they've asked the dwarf, who was just talking about how his favourite section of the book is the thunder section.
It's-
Illustrations.
you don't have to read as much. It's clear in the picture.
Listen, we've got
How'd you
high
draw
wisdom,
thunder?
we've got high intelligence, we can figure everything out. We'll be fine.
What's Zorgar, Naren's mum called again? Is it Sora?
Yeah.
Sora, yeah.
Right. I keep forgetting she's with us, to be honest.
She doesn't say much.
Learning Draconic from her.
No, she was trying to learn Draconic from you, you idiot.
I thought she said Sora.
No.
Zorba.
It
There's
is
some
similar.
similar letters in there.
Sounded like she said Sora, so I was like, that makes sense. She's a dragon.
I'm not really, Mira doesn't really have the balls to go up to the Queen of Scale and go, okay, could you teach me some Duolingo, please?
Ex-queen.
She's just hanging out. She's a nice lady. She'll teach you some Draconic.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Okay, I go up to the former Queen of Scale and ask her for some Draconic lessons.
She's like, sure, yeah. What do you need to know?
Everything.
Everything.
I
well-
learned some very unhelpful phrases from Morzir. Something about a duck and, wisdom and it being up a tree, but not really if you think about it. Don't know what that means or how it's helpful.
That's
in
the blue one,
conversation.
isn't it? He has a lot of the difficult to talk to him. Yeah, she gives you if you're just kind of spending the evening, she'll kind of teach you some of the basic phrases. Some hello. She does the hello, goodbye, please, thank you. My name is Muir, or my name is whatever your fake name is.
Should probably come up with a fake name as well.
I live in blah blah blah.
Oh, no.
She's not that good a teacher, to be honest. Like, she gets frustrated with you not like getting things quickly enough, and she kind of skips out like quite important like sections as if she kind of assumes you already know them. So it's like it's not you'd have taught the language differently. So it's a somewhat kind of like it's a somewhat fraught learning experience, but you do pick up some basic conversational like kind of like sort of like National 4 level Draconic. Some of the
So
key
my-
phrases.
My two lessons have been someone from who only speaks in riddles and the other person who yells at me.
She doesn't yell at you. She just kind of you could just tell she's getting frustrated. Like she's not like she doesn't seem like a very particularly like yelly person. But you can just tell she's like God damn it, why am I sitting here doing this? I'm the expert in
So-
this game.
Zorgar steps in, like calms down, tries and teach some better than she was doing.
Yay!
Sure,
Move over, Mum.
Well, he can see that she's visibly getting annoyed. So he's like, okay, she's just getting warmed up here.
Yeah. So it's kind of, it's a somewhat fraught experience, and then Zorgar steps in and he's like, no, hang on, like, you know, that is true, you know, but in order for that to make sense, you got to know that, you know, you need to know where to put. No, you're making the R sound like in the front of your. You need to put it like right in the throat. You gotta get like that. Yeah, there you go. And it's a somewhat more, you know, less stressful learning experience after that point.
Yay! Thank you.
Sure. Are you guys doing anything else that evening?
Eating the mushrooms.
Eating the mushrooms. Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Some delicious
mushroom.
skagflags.
Are everyone? Who's having a mushroom?
Do
I will.
Mary and Zorgar
Why
and
not?
Sora know what those
Absolutely.
mushrooms are?
Um,
Do they have any clue?
You
Probably
do know
not.
they are. They're
Um,
skagflags.
they're not like
I
a.
don't trust you.
They're not like the kind of mushroom you'd be able to get at the markets, but also like
I don't
They're-
think
they're
an
pretty rural.
ex-queen or
yeah.
or a sailor would know what the mushrooms are.
Okay, but
Yeah.
maybe I feel like a soldier who had to live off the land while camping and stuff. Maybe,
They got rations.
maybe not a queen or a sailor.
I tell you what, if give us, you can both give us a nature check, then we'll see.
You're gonna be tripping balls, the pair of you.
14 and 11. You're like, you've seen mushrooms like that, and you're like, those are either the hallucinogenic ones or they're the like really poisonous ones, and I don't know which.
Both is bad.
Well, no, they're looking for hallucinogenics. And then
I thought it might be
Ruak, for
an
some
AIDS,
reason,
we
it's
had
like
to
they
take out,
taste
like, a whole lot of
delicious.
people at once.
Well, not if you eat them all now. All you gotta
I'm
take
not
out is your
suggesting we eat them.
cells.
You know what? Zorgar's gonna try one because if it's gonna poison him, he's fine.
Well, then
Maybe
you won't know.
Try one with life
Yeah,
suit
you'll
on.
not know if it's gonna poison you then.
Yeah, it's a waste of a mushroom, man.
But I'll know if I
You've only
get.
got 4.
No, you
If-
won't.
I'll know if it's hallucinogenic.
Will you?
I
Yeah,
don't
well.
know if anyone should start
Yeah.
in the sky.
Is Zorgar immune to hallucinogenics, or is he just?
That's
is it
not
just poisoning?
poisonous.
It's
I've,
not-
Yeah,
I
but you
would
can't
say-
really get drunk, so I don't know if you can really get high.
It's a good question.
I don't think it's like being poisoned though in the same way that alcohol is.
Mm.
Zorgar, because he's a paladin, Zorgar's immune to disease, not specifically poison.
Oh,
Okay.
It's just that also, like, you know, like he's got the disease. It makes him more kind of like narratively resistant to like the effects of alcohol and hallucinogenics and stuff like that. It doesn't actually do anything for like getting stabbed with a poison knife. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of do
And
it.
Zorgar can still get drunk. He just has a higher
Yeah.
tolerance because of his immunity to disease.
All right.
Like basically, like Zorgar's blood is like blessed by Blarix in a minor way.
must be nice.
So
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Are we eating this mushroom or not? Come on.
Eat the mushroom.
He's one of those mushrooms.
Well, you gotta fry him first.
Yeah, that's what
Aye.
you said. They would
thought you
kill
were
us if
doing
they're not
that.
fried, so we gotta fry them.
Aye. Well, let's get going then.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll get the frying pan out.
Graffin is okay if we cook these?
Yeah, go for it.
4 on the pan.
sure, okay. So you fry them up. Let's see what kind this is.
Delicious. Skagflags.
Give him a munch.
Can I have one?
Go for it.
Ow!
All right, who's eating the mushroom?
Me.
If you're eating the
No,
mushroom,
it's not.
roll a Constitution save.
Oh boy, my favorite shit.
Oh yeah.
Tripping
Here we
balls.
go.
One save.
14.
22.
Whoa.
22.
So how many nat ones have we had?
Oh,
3
well,
nat.
that doesn't make sense. My saving throw is not +7 on con. It's only
It's
plus
not,
2
not a
on
1 year
con.
old or 20, it's just the shrooms
Oh.
talking.
Oh, it might be because Oh, no, it shouldn't be.
It should be on intelligence and wisdom, but it's on intelligence and constitution and wisdom. Oh, I just unclicked it. There we go. I must have accidentally clicked it or something.
Guild Dwarves are like resistant against poison or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I have to figure out what that is, or are we all good?
We're all good
Just
for the
need you to
minute.
take half
so,
damage.
So, Lita, what is your final result?
17.
17. Yeah, so Lita and Muir, you eat these mushrooms and you're like, they taste kind of rubbery. And kind of, it's a lot of work to chew them. And you swallow them and you're sitting there for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and nothing really happens. It basically just feels like a regular mushroom. Rurak, you chew your scat clack and you're like, this is legit. This is like how we have them back home. And you munch that down, and then about 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, you start. You notice that Aaron's got these horns. He didn't have the horns before. Like these big, like there's like a ball of flame in the middle. No one else seems to be reacting to it. I'm pretty sure he didn't have that before.
That's interesting. That.
What is?
When did that happen?
What?
Well, it's got a crown on. It's got the flames and the horns and that. It's like that. Huh? What?
No,
It's like that devil guy. What's he called again?
Just because he's
The
red.
big
Devil?
fist. Yeah, the
Jake,
big fist.
Jake,
Yeah.
would I be able to prepare? Would I know of some natural kind of come down for this?
Yeah, it's
like-
reasonable that you probably have something like that on you in your like druid pouches and stuff.
Right. I shall get busy concocting something just
Sure.
in case. You know, if it's a bad one.
Also, Rick, you said these were delicious. These are rubbery.
What do you mean? It was delicious.
You know, it kind of just tastes like dirt.
No, just. Well, you just consumed a perfectly good skyclag and said it's not delicious. So I don't know how to speak with you.
It would be. You're not entirely sure how she's speaking when she doesn't have a mouth. Zorgar, meanwhile,
Oh no.
Zorgar, you're like, you don't remember when you started adventuring with fish, but they're everywhere.
Oh, no, he's gonna try and eat us. No.
How's
Finn,
Sora
you're muted.
taking all of this?
She's just kind of watching, like, she's just kind of watching.
Watches her son just get wrecked on mushrooms.
Her long lost son.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's just kind of watching it all. She kind of, you notice, like, once or twice, she kind of, like, just kind of looks at her waist to make sure she's still got, like, a weapon, just in case.
Ben, you're muted.
Uh-oh.
Are the fish alive?
Oh, yeah, they're very alive. They're alive, they're talking. They're in various
They-
different sizes.
Are they talking in fish, or are they?
No,
saying
they're talking in languages you
words
can
out?
understand. Yeah, one of them
Is
is...
everyone is everyone like an accurate sized fish to how?
Yep,
big
they're
they
an
are?
accurate sized fish. They're different types as well. Naren's a tuna. So is Sora. And Zarzen
Yeah.
is like this green tuna. Lida, you're like, I'm pretty sure that's a stickleback. She's got this like this big prong coming out of her back. Raffen is himself a prawn. So like a fish. Difficult to say. What is this? Who's left? Muir. Muir is a mackerel, and Rurak. Rurak's like a plas. He's one of those flatfish.
Oh.
Whoa.
So is Rurak like a 5 foot plus?
Yep, he's a big plass. But a plass he is.
There's also like 3 6-foot, 7-foot tuners.
Yeah.
Zorg, are you doing all right there?
So-
You're kind of staring.
Zorgo's more into plus than he is tuna.
Oh no!
Oh no. Wow. Rex kind of trying to put his hand through the flames on top of Naren's head. Just like, it's like
Naren
It
is also
stings.
playing
It,
well
like,
into this.
oof.
like trying to grab the horn.
Naren
like,
is trying to
tap on it.
convince Ruak that he's been missing for years and so much has happened.
Rex is totally buying it.
Why are these two zoned out of their minds and me and Muir aren't? These edibles ain't shit.
They aren't though.
Zorgar just walks over and just picks up Rurak.
Oh, let go, big girl. Let go.
Come here, you big fish. You're coming with me.
I've been coming. No.
You're a
Sora kind of looks at Naren and says, "How long do you normally let this go on for?"
I don't normally stop them. Just wait until they pass out.
All right.
I'll
Zorgar
offer Sora a
starts-
drink.
Zorgar starts
She's like,
wrestling.
Rex's gonna go for a discombobulate. Right in the
We're
ears.
just trying to get you in a headlock and just to hold you down, because he just thinks you're just like flailing around like a big fish.
I'm probably quite close to it, honestly, because you imagine you're like binding my arms and stuff. I'm like, get off me, you devil! Get off me! I won't go back. I will just go.
I'll smoke you.
No.
I'll smoke you.
Oh dear.
Sure. Yeah. Eventually, after about an hour or so, the effects start to kind of wear off a little. And Rurak, you can kind of like the horns are not quite as prominent as they were before. Zorgar, you can see that like they still look like fish, but they're also fish with people's faces now. So you can tell that like the plass is Rurak. It's like this big flat plass, but it's got this like beardy
But it's
face,
got beard.
and Rurak's eyes and a big nose, and it's like cursing you.
I think Zorgar's sitting on Rurak and was like, "Hey."
As soon as Rurek's face appears on the fish, Zorgar jumps up and jumps off and is like, "Ah!"
I got you.
So Rurek's just like, boo.
I'm back for the underworld with you.
In enemy territory. And most of us are high. Well, 2 of us are high, actually.
I like how you're like, let's just hope the wizards see us and grant us nowadays as well.
This was before
We've seen
people
some
started
shit those
eating
wizards
mushrooms.
couldn't even dream of.
So
Yeah, maybe like, hey, if you can hook us up.
Stefan, I think we found the hallucinogens.
Fair enough. Tell you some more?
Those weren't skag flags. There must be
Those
some
weren't
weird.
skag flags.
No, there must have been some weird scalar mushroom. Which who knew? Who knew it would be different on an island?
It's always that way
Compared to
with
mainland.
mushrooms.
It looks the same. Exact same looking mushroom. Different.
Different.
Different. Aye. Not a skag flag. Tastes good though.
It
It
really
didn't.
didn't.
It really
But
wasn't.
maybe because you're off your nut. You still it's good.
Well, I just don't think you have an appreciation for the finer mushrooms in life.
I don't think that's true when you love every mushroom.
Aye, the finer mushrooms in life.
All right. Well, I'm going to bed.
Oh, it's nighttime still?
You thought you were
Yeah,
on
that was
all
only
night
an hour.
bed.
man.
Time goes different.
It's like the
So you've got so
Feywild.
many years to catch up on still.
Oh, yeah, you look sick with horns, by the way. You should get those.
Give me another 10 or so years, I'll get there.
You
Another
had like
20.
like a flame crown too. It's pretty cool.
Not sure I can get that with age, but I'll try.
Will you grow horns now?
Yeah.
Cool.
We have stubs, don't we? We've got, like,
For
a
some
visible
time now,
place.
you've both been like, oh, I can feel the stubs coming in. I can feel them coming in. It'll be soon.
I thought we
but they're
had
not
like a
coming yet.
visible place where they're going to be growing in.
Yeah, you've got like a kind of like one of your plates on your head is starting to kind of rise a little bit, and you're like, yeah, I can feel it stubborn. Oh yeah.
Feral has horns though, doesn't it?
Yep. They come in when you're about 30.
Oh, we're almost 30.
Yeah, almost.
4 years off.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you guys all turning in when Lita turns in, or have you got more hijinks?
Don't know timing.
Are we doing watches?
Probably
That's a
do.
good
question.
idea.
Yeah, probably should.
Yeah. Because we don't have the protection of timing now.
I'll do the first watch then.
I think the people that got high
Yeah,
should do the
no.
last watch.
Need a nap.
Yeah.
I'm not high anymore.
Well, you know, you never know. If there's
You
any
did try and eat
aftershock
Rurak. Did you
or-
know it was a fish?
Naren will take the first watch.
Sure.
I'll take first watch with Naren, I guess. How many watches do we need? 4 or
4.
3? 4.
I'll do the second one then.
Fourth.
I'll do the third
Wait,
one, I guess.
I'll go with Muir actually to double up. Yes.
I'll double up when whoever's not doubled up. I've lost track.
I just lost my partner.
I'll go
Well,
with you
okay, maybe someone that's
Hey, I'll
tankier
take
should go
Sarsen.
with should go with Muir, and
I'll
then
go
I
with
go
Muir.
Soul buddies!
Yeah, I'll go with Muir.
Okay,
you take
I'll
one of
go.
them out, you get them both.
I'll go with Rurak then. Yes.
Right. And I got Sarsen.
Cool.
Sure. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Does anyone else get incinerated in the night?
The night passes without any incident. You wake up the next morning, refreshed. Rurak and Zargar, you still, your memory, you still remember things as the, mushrooms in place. Like, you still remember an Aram with the horns. Zargar, you have a vivid memory of everyone being fish. Muir and Lita, you kind of wake up, you got a little bit of a stomachache, but that's about it. You have some pretty weird dreams, weirder than normal. But that's about it. That's the kind of the extent of the effects for you. Yeah, are you guys doing anything in the morning, or are you just heading off?
Have a wee bit of breakfast.
Sure.
And then head off.
Yeah, pack up and go.
Sure, okay.
How are we trying to find the magic men?
We're just hoping. Because from what we've heard, we can't find them, they have to find us.
Do you want me to shoot magic into the sky?
No. Because we're still not too far from, the Cove of Drakes.
Oh
where the
yeah, I
Drake
meant when we
people
were
live.
actually in the mountainy area. I suppose. Is it mountains or hills?
It's kind of hills. You're sort of in that area now, but you can see the cove is kind of to your left, basically, the whole way.
Rick, you have detect magic stuff, right?
Yep.
We could try doing that. It's not got a very big range on it, though, does it?
Isn't it just
Like
immediately
it's probably-
detect all of us?
Yeah, but it would detect other things as well.
I suppose.
Like detect magic.
I wouldn't do it right now because we're not really in the midst of the mountains, are we?
30 feet.
Yeah, it's not that's not that much, is it?
Is he over there? No.
It could be underground. It could be invisible. We don't know.
It's blocked by 1 foot of stone. So if it was underground, then
Mm.
it'd have to be a pretty thin.
We'd have to
ground.
be under the dirt, not the stone. Which I don't think is okay. Never mind.
Blocked by 3 feet of dirt. So not much room for up there either.
Okay.
A lizard's worth of dirt.
Hmm. Not much.
Well, I guess just all be on our best behavior, you know, and
Bit like.
we can always go
2
onward.
years too late.
Just
Crap,
something
did he-
think we're just cheeky rascals and who are endearing as opposed to terrorists, and we'll be fine.
Raffin, did you grab any more of those mushrooms? For
Not
your,
before, but I'll keep my eyes out.
Oh no, Rick's got a taste.
Yeah, the first
Got any more of those mushrooms, man? More of those skag flags?
Thanks.
Sure. Okay. So, kind of, you head off. You're walking for about 5 hours or so, and then you can see, sort of below you, down in the cove itself, which is maybe like a few hundred feet below where you are right now. You can see there's a small village down there, and the path that you're on continues ahead, but also forks down in a sort of wind around the mountainside that heads down in there. What do you
Stop
guys want to do?
Get some lunch in the village.
Yeah, let's pop in for some lunch.
Slag off the king a
We're
bit.
disguised because we have to be disguised.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Same as last time,
Right.
basically. I think.
Everyone get into character.
I don't have a name.
My name is something.
Look up a name on the map.
You do have a name, don't you?
No, I was never
Mine.
introduced. I just kind of sat there.
Yes.
Aaron,
Quickly think of what.
Yes.
how young can you drink around here?
Not as young as you are.
Can you make me older then?
Let's
tempting.
put it this way.
Come on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jake.
Come
but
on.
A 10-year-old Dragon Ball not taller than Murak. 15.
Can I not just be a short dragonborn though?
No.
not that short.
Why not? Surely, just here, put me on some stilts, and then we'll do the semen stuff, you know?
All right. Okay. I'm gonna get on your shoulders, Rick. And we're gonna wear a really big coat.
What's the oldest that Murak looks believably as a Dragon Ball?
he looks like a short 9-year-old.
Oh my god.
I definitely can't give you a drink.
Oh, right.
I assume like 15 is the appropriate drinking age.
It's the
for
appropriate.
Dragon Ball.
There's no laws, so to speak of, really.
Just get a kid hammered.
Like, you can. People will judge you for it. But you know, it's like because also Dragonborn are pretty. They're like, you know, biologically pretty strong. So like, you know, some light ale and stuff like that. They're like, it's not gonna kill a kid. You know.
Or kill him.
Give him some
Get
right
Rick
beano.
drunk anyway.
Listen,
Alcoholic
Darren, I just
Ribena.
if we're going to an end, you just got to get me at least one drink, okay?
I'll see what I can do.
Rick.
I'll see if I can
Okay.
spike your drink.
Okay.
Just get him a whiskey and then just he
If
can
you
just say
have
it's
a
apple
problem-
juice.
And
Yeah,
do you
or
want to talk?
vodka and just pretend it's water.
You can still see the difference there.
What do you mean?
Also, just a glass of vodka. Do you want that, Rurak?
If you put it in like a
Whiskey.
toddler cup, no one would know.
Get him some whiskey. You can say it's apple juice.
Rick, I think
The
you need
bartender
to
will know.
look in, have some introspection here. Why you need to have a drink every time you go out for a bite.
Drink is good for
Or
me.
more mushrooms.
Also,
let's just
Darren,
go into the town and we'll figure it out.
if there's anyone that needs help, maybe we can help them.
Okay, I was trying to teach you Dragonborn so you could hopefully... Oh, Draconic, god damn it, every time. So you could hopefully join in on the conversations a little. Maybe, have you learnt the words? I'll teach Rurak the word yes.
Yes.
I've just realised you won't understand, so you won't know when to say yes, but...
Yes.
One step closer.
Yes.
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 Teach him. My name is Tempton.
I
My
assume
nama
that would
is
have...
Tempton.
And I am funky.
And the name is Tempton.
How convincing is his accent, though?
Not very.
Like, it's
He's
one
not
thing
got
being
the.
able to say the words, but...
There's a certain timbre that the draconic form imparts to the language that it's pretty easy to tell people who've learned it, even that are really good. You gotta really have this there's the Dragonborn's airways are shaped differently. Like, they've got a different voice box, so they can make kind of different sounds and it's very, very throaty, kind of growly components to a lot of the languages, or a lot of the sounds that just Rurak can get reasonably close. Like Lidham, it's not really happening, but they're trying.
I'm gonna have a very deep voice for a child Dragonborn. That's all I'm saying. Surely there's some short Dragonborn out there. No?
Yeah, short, not your short, though.
Well, what if I'm the shortest Dragonborn?
Rick, you're 4 foot tall.
What is
sounds
the
like a
smallest
kiddie
You're
Dragonborn
3 foot
Nan's
tall.
ever seen?
Yeah, but I'm
shortest
not complaining about
Dragonborn.
not being an adult.
Well, don't try and teach me to talk, because I can't do the voice.
Just nod or.
But if I
If
teach
you're
you
like
the
the
language,
shortest
you can at least
Dragonborn, is that like the
understand.
littlest hobo?
No, well, that's fair.
Is there a Dragonborn sign language? That could be easier.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well,
I'll
family of mutes.
I'll point what I want.
No, there's only
We're
3
all
people
dead.
that can
Lida.
talk.
Lida, can you give me an illusionary cut-out tongue?
I suppose so.
Right.
Let's just go for goddamn lunch.
Child-
You're approaching. You can see you're approaching the village at this point when this discussion is taking place. You can see it's not that far away. You can see
Right
people
there.
all
Look, it's
around.
getting tired of tempting shit. No, get into character. I'm not Naren.
Alright, your character's changed. I don't
Oh,
have
wait,
a tongue
what's
now.
your name?
Figure it out.
Who's?
Yeah.
Everyone's.
I'm
I
Yepik.
don't know.
I'm Ors.
I'm Krishna.
Oh, don't.
I'm uncle.
We need to give him a name. Uncle what?
No,
can
fuck
just
it.
be
It's just
uncle.
uncle, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is there a
his
word
name.
for uncle in Draconic? Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
I would assume so. But...
Yeah.
They still have uncles
He's
over
just
there.
he's referred to as uncle. That's it.
Sure. So you guys arrive in this little
He's
village.
not
It's
even
bigger
old.
than the hamlet was. It's proper village size. You can see there's quite a lot of farms and stuff. It looks like pretty reasonably sized village. The path winds down into it. There's a bit of a bustle. People are kind of they kind of look at you as you pass, as if they're slightly surprised to see someone, but not as if no one hurries inside as they did in the other place. So yeah, most of the buildings are houses. There is a tavern-looking building that has a sign on the door with 3 coins, like a little sort of pile on the sign swinging in the breeze. There's some other people milling around, not really paying much attention.
Naren's got to keep an eye out for anyone who is wearing Clan Keldrith kind of attire.
Sure, okay.
I
You don't see
explain
anyone.
to people that we have an 8-year-old with their tongue cut out.
We're gonna wing it.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go.
Why are we going with he has his tongue cut out?
I don't know. You just said that you wanted to. Well, it's like at this point, I'm just going with it.
I didn't know his tongue was cut out until right now, so let's go.
We could just say
Just
he's
looked
a quiet boy.
Mushroom wine is a thing. You can buy it.
Yeah, I've seen
Nice.
it
Know that.
before.
I will.
Get my hand on some. Mushroom wine.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Going to the
Lunch.
Sure, okay. Yeah, so you kind of head in the door. There is a blue dragonborn behind the bar. Kind of waves as you come in and says, "Hail, travelers! What brings you to CERN?"
Just stopping in for some food on our journey.
CERN?
Yes,
Hey,
that's,
CERN?
Maybe a drink.
yes.
Okay.
Please excuse my brother. It's been a long day.
Right, okay, you're not lost, are you? This is, this is CERN.
We're not lost. We're on the path. We didn't know this village was here, but we saw it and we were hungry and thirsty. So decided to stop in for a wee bit of food and drink.
Oh, take a seat. You see some other folk in here eating or drinking, kind of just having a nice, relaxed lunch. They kind of, they sort of look at you, they give you a friendly expression as you walk in.
Nice, nice. Family of 6, please. 7. Damn it, there's 7 of us. I forgot myself.
Isn't
yeah,
it 8?
There is
Sora's
8,
here
yeah.
as well.
Oh fuck! Sorry, Mum.
that's all right, dear. How about over there? That looks all right, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, the bartender is just like, just let them sit down over there, and he's like, "I'll bring you some menus," but he takes a little while. He seemed like, right, do you reckon they've had it out? Yeah, okay. And he comes over and passes out some menus, like these kind of like slates, like chalk slates, with the menu written on them. He says, "What can I get for you? Shall I start with some drinks? Any beverages?"
Yeah.
Lovely weather today, isn't it?
Great weather. Yeah.
Yep. Do you have
Really?
any fruit juices?
Fruit juices.
It doesn't work if you order the fruit juice.
Yes, we've got some gooseberry juice. We can.
I'll take some of that, please.
All right.
Thank you.
What about the rest of you?
I'll have a whiskey and an ale.
A whiskey and an ale. Anything else?
Any, a round of ale for. We'll have 4 more ales.
Just bring a jug for the table.
Well,
All right. He goes away.
What are we gonna ask him?
Well, I was hoping it was the type of place where you go up to the bar to order and stuff like that, so I could have a conversation up there. But
What? Why?
I don't
You
know.
can
Just
still do
because
that.
he comes up to the table and he has to stand there as we talk to him. It's not comfortable.
You go speak to the other people having lunch,
Excuse me. Mind if I sit down?
Hello there. Mind if I join you?
That's not
Well,
what
we're
we're
not-
do.
We're in a small village. That happens.
Yeah.
Does everyone around us just look like villagers, or any of them wear?
They all look just like
Clan.
villagers, basically. You've not seen anyone in any kind of like clan, but they mostly just look like based on the way the town looks, it looks like it's just like a farming village, basically.
What's that sound?
I don't know what that sound
Coming
is.
from Niall.
I can hear it.
Problem solved.
Touche.
It's one way of doing it. Yeah, no, you don't see anyone in any kind of obvious clan attire. Man.
Okay.
Should we ask anyone here if they know about the wizards? Local
Oh,
legends, you
no.
know.
Yeah,
Hmm?
common knowledge is who is, and then kind of.
I mean, everyone knows who all the great clans are.
Okay, fair point. I guess, yeah, when the barkeep comes back, I'll just be like, is this not where Urus live?
Sure, okay. Yeah, he comes back like 5 minutes later with this. He's got a tray and he puts down this pitcher of ale and four ale-sized glasses. Hang on, Naren, Sora, Soragar, Raffin.
Yeah, it's
Mirror.
believable.
All right, he gives you 5.
Okay.
Oh, and Zardan 6. He gives you 6 glasses and a glass of gooseberry juice. I don't even know. I guess it'd be this kind of like sort of transparent, sort of lime color. I guess gooseberry juice.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. He puts that down and says,
Whiskey?
and the whiskey. Yeah. He says, anything to eat?
Just out of curiosity, passing through, is this not where the great clan Urus lives? They neighbour
Well,
this
so the
one?
stories go.
Wizards.
Well, no, it is. Well, yeah. There are sort of a lot of our trade in the town is to and from Urus. We supply them with. There you go. All right, yeah, that looks all right. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Yeah, he says we supply them with wheat and staples and that sort of thing.
Staples.
Yeah, wheat, rice.
Nice.
Some other stuff. Occasionally they ask for some sort of very specific things like a single apple, but you know they pay well.
I thought they were hidden there and no one could find them.
Oh, well, we don't know where they are. They come
They
down
pick it
here
up?
and pick it up, or there's we have a spot where we leave deliveries.
Oh wow, that's great. That must attract a bit of a crowd to see the High Clan come down to this nice wee village.
I mean, it's fairly normal at this point. It's not like it's
I
not the
suppose so.
just one of their, you know. I mean,
I mean, is it weekly?
not really. It's like once every month or so. I think we've got a delivery due in next week, next Tuesday or something.
It's Tuesday.
Or next Tuesday. He says.
That down.
It says Akon used to be in Chronicles, but not anymore.
Sorry, who's that?
Oh, he's just one of the villagers.
Akon?
Yeah, Akon. He used to be. His given name was Akon Ulrich. He lived in the vaults, and then he fell in love with someone down here, and left it all behind.
That's a lovely story. Does he run a farm now?
Yeah, he's a farmhand.
Very nice. Yeah, we Krishna here, very into the magic.
Oh, is that right? Can you do? Are you going to be? Are you going to be a big wizard when you grow up? That's marvelous.
Well, more into magic than talking, I'm afraid.
I have a young one that's just the same. Kind of tries to bring it back. He's like, anything I can get for you else? We've got a lovely, got some fresh calico eggs, various other, whatever you're after. I'm sure we can procure it for you.
I'll have a wee bit of fish.
Mhm.
Do you have any mushrooms?
I think so. Yeah, I think I've got some in that.
So we could get a wee bowl of mushrooms for little Tempton here.
Certainly, yeah. Anything else? Anyone for anything else?
Anyone else hungry? Looking for nods. We'll just have surprises.
Surprise.
What's the soup of the day?
The soup of the day.
What's the soup du jour?
We've got a potato and leek on at the moment.
I'll take some of that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Sure, he goes away again.
Can I ask some questions, just clarifying the information we just got given? What was the name of the man in the village that went from
Akon.
Akon? So he's former Ulrus, is that
He
it?
was born into Ulrus, but he left to marry a local person
Okay. And he's living in this village
somewhere.
as a farmhand.
Yes.
What is this village called again?
CERN. Is that like CERN, Switzerland? Is it spelled the same?
No, it's spelled differently. It's spelled like
Spelled
S-ERN. As in, yeah. S-U-R-N.
S-U-R-N.
Mm.
No super colliders here.
Nope.
We got some leads.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. I've made a note of it in the notes if anyone wants to look at it at any time.
Cool. Naren has got to slide the whiskey to Rurak.
Enjoy your apple juice.
You're gonna want to neck it.
Sure. So about 10-15 minutes later, the barkeep comes back with a tray full of places and a bunch of plates. There's a bowl of fried mushrooms. There's various fish dishes and a big bowl of like roasted potatoes. There's a bowl of soup for Zorgar. Various other little light snacking things. A loaf of bread. A fair whack of stuff actually. He says, anything else you need, just you know where I am. And heads back to the bar.
Okay.
Polishes glasses.
Thanks very much. Are they tables like close to us?
None that are full,
But like,
or none that are people that are sitting at, rather.
Okay. So there's none close enough to kind of like lean over to now.
There's kind of like you're on like this side of the room, and then there's a couple of tables on this side of the room, and there's like one in the middle that no one's sitting at, so that you can see people kind of. Then you can make it that they're talking, but you can't make out what they're saying.
Oh. Okay. We'll dig in, everyone, I guess.
Let's eat.
As long as there's no dragonborn about, you can kind of speak quietly in common. Just as long as people don't hear you.
So are we gonna go talk to that man?
I mean,
Akon?
I imagine so.
He seems like the best bet so far, rather than waiting until next Tuesday.
Just trying to think, though, how we approach him without it being weird. Hey, Hojo and Uris.
Well, he left
What's that
because he
like?
was in love, so he must not hold the clan in that high regard if he had to leave just to get married to someone.
Like,
And so
is
he
there
might
any
be willing to discuss it with us a little bit.
is there any like community events, or did people hang out in the pub at the evening? Because we could just casually, oh hey, we're just traveling. What's your name? How interesting.
True.
Where are you from? Ooh, and go it that way.
That's true.
But also, we could literally just be honest and be like, we're just looking for a way to contact them. We're not trying like to be malicious in any way. Because if we do something super secretive and he figures it out, he'll probably be like, what do you guys want? And like, I don't know, be shifty of us or not trust us.
So you want to tell him we want him to join this civil war and help out the Marcaxes beat the other Marcax?
Well, not necessarily. We can. It's not about him joining specifically. It's more just like if he knows a way we can contact them to talk to them about it. But we don't know anything about his temperament at all yet, so it's kind of hard to say. Maybe we could ask the barkeep what he's like, if he knows him very well. And if he would be up for talking to us because your child likes magic or something.
I'm like, what?
Because you said that I like magic to the barkeep.
Yeah.
So if you ask the barkeep and frame it like that, like, oh, would he be willing to like talk to us? If he knows who, like, the person well. If that makes sense. And then maybe we can find out where he like actually lives.
Okay, let's go with that.
And also he probably, if he's from Clan Ulrich, then he probably knows some stuff about magic, so we probably can just like drop our theming stuff around him maybe. If we actually end up telling him the truth.
Zorgarn either. Yeah, if we tell him the truth, sure.
Okay. What are we eating again?
Various fish, I think.
Yeah, mostly
And
fish,
eggs.
fish, eggs, and staples. There's actually not a huge amount of fish. Like it's kind of, it seems like based on the way the food is orchestrated, it seems like fish is kind of like a slightly luxury item here. There's a lot of egg-based stuff and a lot of like wheat and rice-based staples and some vegetables thrown in the mix. There's like kind of like curries and stuff like that.
If
pretty
anyone
good.
is wanting to reference their name, it is now in the notes.
Ah, good idea.
Under the lie, because I couldn't change the name apparently. Oh no, I can.
Oh wait, I have to set it to public. I forgot to do that. Make sure you set it to public, Matt.
Thank you.
Yeah. The Krivkax family. What a sitcom.
Yeah.
That's so Cryptags.
I also just noticed the second half of our made-up surname is the second half of Naren and Zorgar's real surname.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's Cax, not Kex.
Anyway.
So yeah, you guys kind of naturally come to a sort of concluding point in your meal. And the barkeep comes over and says, how was everything all right? Anything else you folks need?
Everything
Takes
is
like empty
lovely,
plates and
thank
stuff
you.
like that. I'm pleased to hear.
We might actually stay in the village tonight. The kids are quite tired.
Oh, of course, yeah.
After a couple of days walking now.
Well, we've rooms to spare if you're looking to spend the night.
Yeah, that would be great. Is there much of a, nightlife here?
Well, it picks up a bit in the evening. This place serves as a bit of a sort of a hub for the village. Most people at least pop their head in. Even if it's just half an hour after they finish their shifts.
Oh, great. Might pop down for a wee drink then. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome. Yeah, he takes your empty plates and stuff like that, and empty glasses and stuff. He picks up the empty whiskey glass from in front of Varek, and it's like, you see him look at it for a split second, and then he puts it on his plate and just kind of walks away. Yeah, what do you guys do?
Guess I'm gonna go book a few rooms.
Sure. Yeah, so you head up to the bar, and he's like, everything all right?
Yeah, just gotta book those rooms.
Of course, yeah. How many are you looking for? We've got, let me check the ledger. We've got 4 spare at the minute. You can have as many of them as you like. I've not gotten no one else in. I suppose I don't know if that'll be enough. There's a fair number of you, but they're
4 will be fine.
Sure, they're priced at 3 silver a night. But I tell you what, you seem like nice folks, and it's nice to have a full house. So why don't we call it 1 gold for the lot?
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, he hands you over like room keys. He says they're just up the stairs on your left. They're the 4 furthest back.
Thank you very much. Take my stuff up there then, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, who's bunking with who?
There's 4
Share
rooms.
with Naren.
4 rooms. Just going to say it might be suspicious if the 2 kids are in a room by themselves. So maybe bunk up with someone taller. Anyone at a reasonable height.
That's a good
I
point.
like how Zorgar
Reasonable
abandoned his
height.
mum to be with Naren.
It's Naren's mum too.
Yeah, so you're both abandoned.
Dibs
I
on
didn't
it.
abandon anyone. I just claimed my room. That's all I've done.
It's not abandoning our mum. She's just going to be in a different room. I'm
She
sure
should
she's...
probably wait. Oh no, it works out. So it's 2 people, 2 person a room. Yeah, so someone's got to be stuck with Sora. I see.
Is Sora hearing all this?
I'll bunk with her
There
if
you
she
go.
wants me.
She's like, she's just kind of watching this all, and like, she's still finishing her drink. Just kind of sitting at the table, watching it all go down.
Everyone's gonna just play the role in front of the pub and just be like, "Alright, Krishna, you're just bunking with your gran."
Tempting, you want to share a room with your uncle?
Wait, you sharing with Uncle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who are you sharing with?
With me.
Yeah, are you still sharing with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's only 1 room left.
That means ours.
This is,
There
I
we go.
realise, gonna get very confusing, seeing as Zorga is Tempton and Krishna's uncle, but there's also a person called Uncle. That's where the confusion
Yeah, you
came
have
in for me.
multiple uncles.
I have like 4.
Yeah, but do you ever refer to any of them as just Uncle when there's more than one around?
Yeah.
Fair point.
Sure. So you guys organize your rooms. At this point, it's like kind of mid-afternoon. What is your guys' plan?
Maybe take a poke around the village until it gets to pub time.
Sure. All right. Yeah, it's a fairly. It's a big village. It's a reasonable sized village for scale standards, but it's not really a particularly large or notable village by like mainland standards. like there's maybe 150 folk that live here, tops. Maybe not even that many. It's definitely the sort of village where everyone knows everyone. You can see, as you're just kind of wandering around, you can see people like waving to one another and making small talk and so on and so forth. It seems like most people work on various. There's like 3 or 4 different farms around here. One doing kind of livestock, one doing vegetable, one for wheats, and one for like a mixture of things.
So there's no competition.
Not really.
There's no like rival farmers in this village.
None that you can see from just like first glance.
It's a
Shaking their
deep-seething
pickaxe
rivalry.
You can hear people sort of gossiping about stuff as you kind of wander around. So like you get the impression that it's probably the sort of village where people like have grudges against other people. You've got to navigate all the sort of social dynamics more so than other places. But it feels like a relatively safe, peaceful little village. Not much going on. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just taking a look around.
Sure. It takes you maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour to kind of walk around the whole village. Do a full circuit.
Cool. Don't see any drapes in the air or any clang clothes at all. Or...
Nope. Everyone's just kind of fairly standard sort of simple clothes.
No weaponry at all on these people.
Nope.
Good. Very good.
Are we waiting until pub time to talk to this dude, or if we not just seek him out?
If we seek him out, it might be a bit weird, I think. Is he
But what we're
fair
going
enough
to be
just-
talking about to him is already weird.
Okay, fuck it. Yeah, let's go seek out him. Seek out him? Go seek him out.
And it might be better to do it without a crowd, and there might be a bit of a crowd with pub times.
Sure. Okay. Give us whoever's leading the search. Give us an investigation check.
Why not ask the barkeep? Naren?
I didn't ask him where he lived. That seems like a very weird question. Like, oh, Urish, you say, where does he live?
Well, no, you could just be like, oh, do you think that Ulrich guy would be willing to
Like a
talk to
kid,
my
sure.
kid?
That's a good plan. I'm gonna play that. Can I do that
Yeah.
card?
Yeah.
Sure. So where are you?
I'm like coaching Naren. This is what you gotta say.
They're just becoming better at deceiving and lying than Aaron.
Well, I think I have higher charisma than you, so yeah.
Wouldn't be hard.
How many ships has Lita lost?
She never gained one in the first place.
True.
Better than minus,
But you
though.
can't lose. Yeah, you can't lose what you never had, I guess.
In the 3 times Naren has claimed the ship, he's only lost it twice, so he's 1 up.
That's a bad rate. That's not
Yeah.
good.
So you're going to talk to the barkeep now?
Yes.
Sure. He's just kind of polishing, but he kind of looks up.
Just realised I never learned his name, did I? Didn't even ask.
Akon. Oh wait, the barkeep's
No,
name.
that's the barkeep's
Oh, okay.
name.
Everything all right?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could, my kid here, she'd really love to meet, Akon. Just,
All right, yeah.
You know, really
Of course,
into
the little
magic.
wizard.
Yeah.
Yes, well, he works over in the he works on the Calicar farm. Just you head down go out the door, turn left, head down that street about 100 paces, and then it's the sort of second on your left. I'm not sure if he's on shift today, but that's probably where he'll be. Otherwise, if he's not there, I'm sure he'll be come by later. He usually does.
That's great. Thank you very much for your help. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name.
Uskar.
Uska. Nice to meet you, Uska.
Like Oscar. But Uska.
Uska. It's kind of cooler, Oscar. Yeah, I guess we'll head off.
Sure, okay. So you're just heading in that direction?
Mm.
Sure. Yeah, you can see the Calicar farm. You kind of recognize it from when you did your first kind of round. It's basically this farm. They have these like big, kind of like sort of cow-sized lizards there. Look like really docile things.
These are
Sort
the
of
fucking
short
coolest
snout.
farms ever.
Pretty kind of, sort of like dewbacks almost, but not quite as big. And they have this kind of tan hide rather than the sort of green hide that dewbacks had. And you can see there's a number of farmhands there. One of them has blue scales, and the other ones are silver and red. And they're just kind of tending to the animals and feeding them and cleaning them out and stuff like that. Standard farmhand activities.
Really should have asked for a description of the guy.
I feel like he's probably the silver one.
Probably.
Right.
Oh yeah, the clans each have a notable color, don't they? Am I mistaken? I feel like that's a thing. Maybe.
I thought Orden was the silver one.
Yes.
I don't have it written down on my thing.
Because I know Zorga and I aren't the same scale colors, but we're within the same category. Just I'm chromatic and he's metallic. Anyway, I'm just gonna go up and be like, I'm looking for an acorn.
Sure, yeah, one of the farmhands, like the first one you speak to, kind of points out the blue and he says, he's over there.
It's the fucking blue one. Alright, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fucking blue one. Goddamn.
Come on, Betsy.
Yeah. Gonna approach him then.
He's sort of shoveling hay at this point. He doesn't see you when you first kind of approach.
Hello there. Are you Mr. Acorn?
That's me, yeah. Well, Akon.
Akon, my bad. I know this
do I know
is
you?
a bit. I don't know. We're from out of town. We were just passing by.
Right, okay.
Just stopped in the village for the night. Bit awkward, but my kid here really loves magic, and I heard in the inn.
You like as soon as you say that, you watch his face just go. But he musters his mind. He's like, right, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry to bother you while you're at work. She just when she gets all excited like this, I have no power.
I'm gonna start acting very excited.
Right.
And then should I just pretend I'm like a child prodigy or something?
Maybe not
And do
prodigy.
And
Why
some
not?
Some
minor
basic
elation.
magic. Just basic.
Okay, I'll do a little minor elation of some like
Twinkly
flowers
spark.
or something. I don't know. Something a kid would do.
Sure. He watches you do that, and then he sort of like he looks around to make sure the other farmhands aren't watching, and then he like he's got the shovel and he throws the shovel into the air and it explodes in the shower of sparks, and then kind of rematerializes on the ground in front of him. And he walks over. He says, "That's very impressive for someone your age."
Sorry, she's quite shy.
Of course. Sure. How can I help?
Really wish you could speak.
You gotta think on your feet, Aaron.
I never know him thinks one of his feet. He has a fucking family of 6 with stupid ass names.
Family of 8.
Names that you gave out.
I was just wondering if we could talk to you about Clan Urus. I don't know if that's a soft, touchy subject, sorry, but just
not
looking for
really.
any kind of chance for we Krishka here to learn.
Well, I'm. He kind of looks at Lida and he says, well, I grew up in the Ulrus vaults. You know, I can't tell you where they are.
Of course.
You know, but I grew up in there. They're magnificent places. Really, you know, the things they hide in there is I'm sure you'd love it. Maybe one day if you really learn, you'll be able to get there. You can see he's kind of like he's slightly awkward. He's not very good around kids. The kind of the way he uses his language and stuff. He says, but then I met my husband, and I sort of left it all behind. And I came down here, and that's really that's about the extent of it. I'm sorry, it's not particularly.
It's quite a lovely
exciting.
story.
You know, I still know how to do a few things. He kind of like clicks his fingers, and this little like orb of rainbowy light appears, and the color shifts, and then he clicks it, and it disappears again. And he says, "But I don't really, you know, I've been out of the business a little while."
That's all right. Krishka, do you want to turn this into a proper conversation?
We're still in front of people, so I don't really want to do that. I'm gonna yank on your sleeve to like come down here so I can whisper in your ear or something.
I guess I'm crouching.
And I'll whisper. Maybe ask how we can get into contact with them, or if there's a more private place to talk or something, so that I don't reveal absolutely everything in front of the other two farmhands.
Akon, would it be possible to, after you're done at work, obviously, to meet and have a proper conversation, so they're more private?
His kind of expression changes a little bit. He says, I suppose so. Where did you have somewhere in mind?
Where we could either do it in the rooms we've rented at the inn, or if you know a good spot.
No, the inn will be fine.
Okay.
I think I'll be coming down there anyways. Yeah, I'll see you down there.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet you. He kind of waves and he kind of sort
You
of
too.
hurries away, like a little faster than would be polite. And goes back to traveling.
That went well.
We're better than expected.
I don't know how to turn the tides of conversation towards, hey. I mean, he seemed to not really be into talking to kids, so it might be better if I'm like, actually, I'm an adult.
Surprise, I'm a
Yeah.
very sure adult.
I think we just fully play our hand. We invite him to our room in the inn, and we just tell him the truth.
Jake,
Yes.
whilst they were talking, could I have kind of just like very to myself cast like detect magic and see if I can get some sort of gauge of how much magic this guy is
I'm getting the feeling not very much, seeing
Yeah.
you saying he only has a few tricks left.
Yeah, he's very much like, you know, Rurak would maybe not think in these terms, but like basically he can only like, you know, a cantrip is basically the most extensive magic he has available right now. Like,
Right, got it. Okay. That's good to know. That's fine.
sure. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Guess now we're like waiting around, right?
Yeah.
Go back to the inn, I guess.
Sure.
Or pretending to be a child.
So you're just kind of hanging out at the end until this guy shows up?
Yeah.
Is there anything else notable in the in this village?
Not
Is
really.
it a village or is it a town?
It's a
Is
village.
there a
It's a wee
smith?
village.
Is there a smith? Yeah, there's a smith in town. It looks like it's just you can kind of see it from a distance. And you're like, that guy only does tools. Like, and
Okay.
it's not. You kind of like you kind of get a gate like you like the steel on his sign. That's not that great.
Got it.
That guy's just in repairing rakes and stuff. Really, that's all he's doing.
Fair enough. Well, power to him. Keep on smithing. I'm keeping an eye out for anything dragon glass. That's that.
Sure.
Lovely
My
captain,
passive thing, all smiths and scale.
Yeah, he doesn't have any glass here. There's some of the shingles in town, like one or two of them, seem to be made of glass. But that's like the extent of it here.
If I see any books of any kind or whatever of glass, then I'll
Sure.
keep an eye out for that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, are you guys just waiting for him to show up, basically?
I'll wait in the inn, have a few drinks, and talk to other people as they come in and have drinks.
Sure.
Just drum up conversation.
Yeah. So you head back to the inn. It's getting to it's like 4 or 5 p.m. So people are starting to finish their work for the day and pop down for a pint. So there's when you get back, there's a reasonable bustle around the inn. People kind of look at you like, I don't recognize him. None of them come and seek you out for conversation, but there are a few people in the inn who are here drinking and certainly look pleasant enough.
I'll be practicing my draconic script in a notebook.
Sure, okay.
Because that's probably believable for a child for how much I actually know draconic.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Aaron is drinking.
Sure. What's everyone else doing?
Probably sitting around awkwardly.
Sure.
I mean, you guys can still talk to each other, just make sure no one overhears. Okay, never mind. Let's go.
Aaron might try and speak to, I don't know, anyone who's come in.
Sure, yeah, there's someone, there's a pair of guys, the 2 other farmhands come in and get their drinks for the bartender, and they seem to, they have this kind of rapport with them, they seem to know each other. They're kind of standing around at the bar, both drinking, but in such a way that there's they have this kind of open face of a triangle.
I'm gonna slide on in there.
Sure. They're like, yeah, no, I don't know, I mean, like, the shifts these days are, and then they kind of look at you like, oh, you're from the, sorry, earlier, didn't you? Did you find Aqua?
Yeah, I did. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome.
The farmhands.
Yep. What are you? You're just a traveler, are you?
The fisherman by
Fisherman.
trade.
Well, so what brings you down here?
We're moving across from Jacali Harbour over back into Tarantol. There we go.
Right. Okay. You kind of sort of look in you seem awfully light on luggage.
I mean, we don't own very much.
Yeah, I know the struggle. What made you want to leave the harbor? I thought that was a big fishing business over there.
Yeah, good business, but got family over in the city, and kids haven't been over there yet, so.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's something everyone can see, isn't it?
Yeah. What about yourselves? Born and raised here?
Yep. My father was well, he ran his own farm for a while, and then that sort of didn't do so well. There was a nasty frost last year. The crop wasn't so good, so we've had to kind of working over at Ari's now. But you know, it's all right. You know, it's not too bad. It's honest work.
You don't get any trouble around here. It's a fairly quiet area.
Not really. You know, yeah, no, it's there's not much in the way of, you know, occasionally we have some Drake comes in from further up the cove and kind of hangs around and picks off some of the Calicar, and then eventually they move on. That's about the extent of it, really. And then there was that frost last year, but otherwise it's a pretty it's decent living.
Good. Zorgar, Zazen, any help? Okay. Can I buy you guys a drink?
They kind of look at each other like, well, I mean, certainly. We won't say no.
I'll buy them another round.
Sure. Yeah, they warmed to you a lot more after that. They're like, oh, cool, this guy is... this guy's
Can I
decent.
say I was detect languaging and overhearing that conversation?
Sure, yeah.
I was sending Stone to Naren, maybe talking about if someone lost their farm, why, like, it's a shame that they don't have farm subsidies to do with. If people have a bad year, you know, the higher up should be giving gold to the farmers as a
Naren's
subsidy.
gonna try and
Living.
play this hand and see how it goes down.
I've heard maybe they do that somewhere on the mainland. It's a shame that the scale doesn't do that, and all they're doing is getting involved in war and stuff. Wonder where all that gold's going.
Yeah, Naren's going for that kind of vibe. I'm not going to repeat word for word.
Sure, what do you say?
I mean, along those lines, basically what he's basically repeating what Lidder just said, but
Like a handler.
rewording it. Yeah.
The man in the chair.
Naren isn't even
The
really
wizard of the
conscious
chair.
of what he's saying. He's just repeating.
Sure. They're kind of give us a persuasion check, Naren.
Wow, just sure about
I
those
got,
subsidies.
Do I get a bonus for having brought them around?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
It's like, listen, this is the only argument we're gonna have with the people that are just farming. They ain't doing anything else. That's all I care about.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
17.
17. They kind of like, they look at you for a minute and they're kind of like, ah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I mean, I always sort of felt it was kind of came with the turf, you know. I mean, Balin helped us. You know, we weren't gonna starve. You know, Balin sent, you know, they shipped some grain and stuff over, but I mean, you know, what can you do about the weather, really? Like, it is how it is.
Yes, yeah. Another round.
I wish I could talk, but I cannot talk. I'm not Dragonborn.
Okay. Zorgar just says, I mean, you guys are, you're creating so much value for scale. Don't you think you should be getting some kind of compensation?
And just after he says this, I'll be like, "This is my brother." The random guy who's just come up.
Hang on, I've just realised that the stream is back to front. Give me a minute.
It's not great.
It's been saying that Emma is Finn this whole time.
What?
Whoa.
That's confusing.
And
Emma
who
is
is
the
Finn?
7-foot
Emma
dragonborn.
Hennessy. Finn Durno.
I need to. Hang on. Sorry. So, window capture. Okay, I fixed it. What were you saying, Zorgnar? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Zorgar just walked up and was like saying to the farmers, "You guys bring so much value. Don't you think you deserve some kind of compensation from the government?"
Well, I mean, maybe, yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, nice if the taxes were a bit lower. I mean, it's supposed to be nice, but I mean, are they ever gonna do that? Like,
I'm just saying they should. You know, like those guys up in the capital are just living it up. They could spare some gold for you guys.
that's true, they could.
I'm gonna whisper to Oz, be like, for us guys, us.
So are you? Sorry, I haven't had either of your names.
I'm Yapok.
Oars?
This is
Oars and Yap. Well, I'm Varys and this is Sarah's.
Oars.
Sorry, what were their names? I didn't catch it.
One of them is called Varys and one of them is called Saros.
Saros and Varys. Has Akon come in at any point?
He is kind of like as Orbs comes over, you see him kind of come in, and he kind of like he comes in and sort of joins the little group, and says, "Evening." Then he goes and gets the pint.
Okay, I was gonna offer him a pint, but if he beats me to it.
Yeah, he just kind of like comes in and is like, he says hello and then turns around and goes to the bar.
It's fine. Naren's kind of blowing his money here on rounds when he runs out of conversation.
Yeah, he comes back a few minutes later. He says,
what do you think of the current state of our government and the compensation of farmers?
what do I think of the current state of
Hell of an opening question.
I mean, what do you think?
It's appalling.
I suppose. They're not really doing much for us. I suppose it could always be worse.
Is that really saying much? It could always be worse.
Yeah, you're just kind of letting them get away with giving you nothing.
Us, nothing. I've got 2 kids to raise here. I need compensation.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking for a handout or anything.
I know, but when there's nothing you can do, when the crops all freeze, and you've got mouths to feed.
Humans. Manic problems for fishermen. 2 moons.
Yeah, when the moon comes out of nowhere, I expect my government to pay me.
Of course, the moon. How could we? I've almost forgotten. I'm almost used to that moon. It just appeared. It was, I suppose I can't imagine it's gonna. Of course, it's gonna mess up all the tides and stuff, isn't it? Is that where you're moving?
But yes.
Definitely a factor.
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
that and family reasons, of course. It just seems like a good time.
Well, everything's all,
The moon's really aligned.
it's all a bit in uproar right now, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. I'm going to excuses for a second. I'm going to pull the oars aside.
Yes?
I need you to keep conversation going down here. Maybe talk to some other people. Try and get, people around the pub who've come in. Just try and keep this ball rolling, but also don't go too far.
Radicalize everyone.
Yeah.
Radicalize everyone.
I'm going to get Akon upstairs, and Litter is going to, I don't know, do something.
I'll just go up to the bar, and then whoever's next to me just turns and be like, "Can I get you a drink?"
What are you Irish?
Accent.
I didn't do an Irish accent.
It sounded like it.
A little bit.
I didn't mean to.
There's that twang right at the end.
Is
Yeah,
that what Dragonborn sounds like? Is it Irish?
Fucking stereotyping.
they're like,
I didn't.
they kind of look at their half-empty one and they're like, sure.
Yeah.
And just introduce myself and tell them I'm just a traveler coming through town.
Tell
And
them
also-
the origin story of your name.
Yeah. I'm buying him a drink.
Sure. Sure. Okay. So Zorgar is, making conversation downstairs, and then Naren,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm going to go over to Akon and be like, do you mind if we have that conversation? Krishna is really looking forward to it.
He's like, sure. He kind of,
I'll grab my book and run up.
you watch him turn to his buddies, and he he gives them like a slightly, like he kind of like he looks at them in a kind of weird way, and whispers something, and then he follows.
Can I
You
try
do
and
make it sound like
perceive
it's about
what he
to get
whispers?
Yeah, I want to try and perceive as well.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
I still have the thingy languages spell up, so what
Oh,
is it? Perception?
Perception?
Yeah.
I got mate.
Perception.
Yes!
21! I didn't
Uh,
even really roll, but
sure.
21.
That's Wonga now.
That's
Wanga
wagon.
now.
That's Wanga now.
Way around.
Ooh,
That's
number
Wonder now. Yeah, Naren, there's the thing is, everyone in this room is talking at your ear level, so it's difficult to make stuff out. But Lida, you're lower down. You can get a slightly different perspective, and you can hear him. He basically whispers to this guy he's like, just if I don't come back, then he's like, give it 5 minutes, basically. Then he follows. Are you guys just going upstairs?
Yeah, going to one of the rooms we hired.
Sure.
rented.
Yeah, he kind of comes in, shuts the door, and he's like, I mean, I don't have, like I say, I've not, there's, it's been a long time since I was doing any of that stuff. I'm not really, he kind of, holds a hand up and, some smoke fizzles out of a fingertip. He's like, I'm not really.
Right, I'm gonna be straight here. We don't need the party tricks. I also want to make it very clear. Yeah, I want to make it very clear we are not here to harm you or do anything sketchy.
He takes a step backwards.
Let me talk.
What do you mean?
I
you can speak.
I would like to apologize. We haven't been completely honest with you. Obviously, I do not have a Dragonborn voice. First of all.
Does he speak common?
Also not a child. Second of all. Third of all, we were just wanting to ask some questions. We don't want you to divulge where your clan is or anything like that. We just wanted to talk, basically. Sorry, this is probably a lot.
He's like, you're not fishermen, are you?
I mean, no.
I mean, can I drop seeming just for us two? Or would I have to drop for everyone? Because I'm not dropping for everyone.
Technically it drops for everyone.
Okay.
I guess
I'll
we
check
can just reveal
after
our
us.
names.
Yeah. I would reveal my face currently, but I can't because it would reveal some other stuff that is not very good. But this, you want to introduce yourself? I feel like I'm doing as weird.
Well, I mean, I make this guy think he was about to die. So, my name is Naren Markax. This is Lida Seaworth.
Stoneward.
Stonewood.
He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what those names mean. Are you famous?
Yes.
Yeah, did you not hear the last name?
But anyway,
The Markax dude?
Balasar
that's a pretty
Markax.
big.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
I'm his little
I mean,
brother.
there's a lot of them. Right. Okay.
I'm his. Yeah.
Oh, you're one of the traders from the mainland.
That's me.
Yeah, well,
Right.
if you don't actually know who we are, that makes this a lot easier, actually.
But I want to clarify. Maybe technically we are traitors, but we're here to help the people, and we just want to meet with your.
You're gonna give
clan.
us all farming subsidies. Is that right?
I mean, maybe it's in the cards.
It's definitely a goal.
He kind of
You
like
know, first we have to make sure that we don't die in a pointless war that Balasar's put us on. But then farming subsidies, we'll be right on it.
It seems to me, from an outsider's perspective, that Balasar is more interested in pursuing war and the murder of his brothers than actually running the stuff here.
I think he might be trying to become. What's the title again? Is it High King, Emperor? What's the?
Yeah, I think it's one
It
of
just
those.
seems, it just seems a bit tyrannical. Just doesn't sit quite right. It's not really going to benefit anyone but him.
I mean, that's just
All
kings,
we're
though,
looking
isn't it?
for. That's
Not
true.
necessarily. Well, yes, true, but
I think
also
that's true.
you can also dismantle that system and replace it with a different system. You guys have a bunch of clans already that are supposed to be leading in certain areas and all that. Why should just one person delegate all that? Why can it not be a collective?
He said, "Look, what are you looking for from me?"
Okay. Ignoring
Sorry.
the politics, but we're just here because we heard you're in Uris and we just want a meeting with them. No funny business. Nothing like that. We just want to know if you can help us at all.
I've not spoken to them for years. They're.
Do you know how we could get their attention? I myself am a fairly capable wizard.
I mean, if you are who you say you are, they'll know you when you're coming.
But coming where? We've tried to find them.
Well, it's they're. I don't know where the entrance is right now, but it's all it kind of like gestures to kind of like in the abstract towards the hills. It's like they'll trust me. They'll if you're going from here to the capital, wherever it is you walk by.
Okay, so they'll know we're coming if we're there, and they'll come and see us if they want to see us, basically.
Yes, basically.
I mean, I felt like we already knew that. I know you haven't spoken to them in ages, but I hear they come here for supplies.
Yeah, I
a good
can.
word.
Sure, yeah, I'll speak to whoever comes down. What do
Sorry
you want me
for-
to tell them?
Anything you want. We're not trying to force you to say anything.
Just that you're
Just
interested
the
in speaking.
core. Yeah, the core of the message is Naren and Zorgon Markax and their party just wish to talk with you. That's it. Whatever else you want to say, whether we're lovely or horrible people, is up to you.
He looks at you when you say that last bit. So if he doesn't quite believe you, he's like, "All right, well, I'll tell them."
Thank you very much. I mean, if you could also maybe keep this on the down low, that
He's like, "All right, but I'm not sticking my neck out for you."
That's fine.
You don't have to.
If you get interrogated, that's fine. Just don't go around being like, "Oh, Yapuk and Krishna." Those two.
We'd also like to apologize again for deceiving you, but
No,
we
that's
can't
all right.
really
I
walk
understand.
around.
Yeah, no, makes sense. He kind of like he waves his hand and like he does a little like sparkle finger thing. He's like, I understand that it's not I'm.
You got to upstage
Needs
it
must.
before we leave, or
No, I'm not gonna upstage him. What would I do? We're already disguised completely differently from how we look. That's enough. Oh, also, do you know any of the implications of as the scales turning golden?
Not
Heard any
particularly.
legends about it? Okay,
I
that's
mean,
fair enough.
there is the Markex one. That's
No, okay, so
basically
it's
what
very
their
specific
whole
to Marquex.
leadership is built upon. Eventually, someone's going to get
Yeah.
impatient of it.
I'm
No, I
getting
mean,
impatient of
why?
a valor size of golden.
He's not gonna be golden. So it seems.
Well, people are superstitious, you know how it is.
Hmm.
Do you need anything more from me?
No, not really. How about we go back downstairs?
Thank
buy
you for
another
being
drink?
chill.
He's like, seems like he opens the door and starts leaving.
That's the chillest conversation we've ever had with someone.
I feel like he's kind of scared shitless there.
Can I insight him to see if he would like, I don't know.
Sure, yeah. Go
I
for it.
think he seems trustworthy, but I guess I should insight him just in case. Insight. Where is it? It's here.
Yeah,
Whoa.
now loosely following back downstairs and buy him a drink.
11. That's not very good.
You can't really tell one way or the other.
Cool, let's go back down and you
Has
can get
Zorgar
shit
started
faced and I
an
can pretend to be a
extremist group
child.
yet?
So Zorgar, you're trying to keep a conversation going downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Where are you trying to chat to them about?
I'm just talking to them about how. I don't know. I'm trying to talk to lots of people, like all the people at the bar. Like I'm just kind of moving
Sure,
between,
yeah.
introducing
I mean,
myself.
like, you know,
chatting.
you find quite quickly that as soon as you start talking to one person, like just your natural sort of presence, even under a disguise, like a lot of other people start listening and kind of start tuning in, and eventually it only takes like a minute or two before you're actually talking to like the entire sort of group of people at the bar. Even the bartender, they're all like
You're
kind of
becoming
like.
like a preacher.
I do have fairly high charisma. Yeah, I'm just talking to them about how are most of the guys here like all like working on the farms or
Yeah, basically.
working...
There's one person who's a carpenter.
Yeah, I'm talking not in these exact words, but like basically talking about how like on scale the little man needs to stand up. The workers are being downtrodden on this island.
That's a good point. Yeah, but I mean, who's gonna fix it?
Together we can fix it.
But I mean, how though? Like, there's only 12 of us.
There's 12 of us now. But think about how many workers there are throughout this whole island.
Yeah.
Don't you think they feel pretty downtrodden too?
Well, I mean, probably.
All the
yeah,
fishermen,
probably.
all the carpenters, all the people providing trade to this island.
So I mean, what are you suggesting? So like, you know, there's like what?
I don't know.
I like this better when it was just farming subsidies and not like revolution.
I'm losing.
I mean, you know, like they've got the drakes and the swords, and you know, like we don't have anywhere. You know, my prize
those
possession is
guys-
a rake.
Yeah, those guys are part of the problem.
Well, I mean,
They're
what can we do with them?
Shit.
You could talk about how they're dragging you into a war. Why is money being spent on that?
They're
What if
wasting
someone
all
came
this
along
money.
and tried to get rid of the king?
They're wasting all this money on this war with the mainland.
And they are
That money could be
farming
put
subsidies.
back into the farming and agriculture on scale.
Yeah, I like the
Lord
sound
knows
of this.
we need it.
We do.
We should. This island used to be amazing for agriculture. When I was growing up here, nothing but farms.
They kind of look at each other in their village that's entirely composed of farms, and they're like, yeah.
When I say nothing but farms, I mean
all
strong
fields.
farms. Strong farms are built on good working men.
Like us, yeah.
Yeah, like you guys.
Naren, you're
Just
kind
like
of coming
you
down at
guys.
this point. You can see Zorgar preaching to his...
Farms.
Farms!
Darren is very amused at this outcome.
You can see Sora is sitting at the table with whoever else is there, just like...
Jake,
It's a
Yes.
start.
with everyone distracted in their farm chant, what are my odds of being able to sneak behind the bar, get a little drink, and then...
Don't steal.
reasonable. You know?
Reasonable? Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Give us a stealth check.
Dude, also, if I'm coming downstairs, is the side you get into the bar the same way I'm coming down?
Yeah.
I'm curious if I can. Okay, if I see Tempton.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Hang on.
you'll see him going for it.
I'll see
Stealth?
his attempt, so maybe.
Because the
grab him
other
by
thing to
by
bear
the
in mind,
scruff.
right, is that like just because Rurik is disguised to look like a dwarven child, he still like clomps around like a dwarf though.
Why not
Like, it doesn't-
advantage?
Also,
I'm
if anyone
disadvantaged,
touches
I
him
see.
like where his beard is, they're gonna feel beard
Yeah.
and not scales. Like anyone touches him on like the head,
There's
they're
like
gonna
some
feel
space
hair.
around him as well.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have my armor on?
Hmm.
I don't know, presumably.
I'm gonna grab Tempton by the scruff.
Maybe not.
How far do I get on a 12, Jake?
You get hold of a glass, and then you feel like this yank on the back of your breastplate. You go, the bartender's like, yeah, farms,
Yeah.
So, Akon, a drink?
He's like, that'd be lovely, yeah.
Okay, I'll go up. I'll buy 3 drinks.
Sure.
And while they're all chatting farms, I'll slip one down to Tempton.
I'll buy a drink for all the guys that I'm talking to.
Farms,
The
yes,
farm.
yes.
Okay, don't flash too much money though.
There's only
Yes,
12 of
that's-
them.
That's
Yeah,
still
but
quite
still.
a bit. Imagine, would you buy drinks for 12 people right now?
Me personally, no, but if I could afford it, yeah.
The point is, we're not supposed to be able to afford it.
I imagine the ale's fairly cheap here.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at like 2.5 gold for a full round.
Yeah, the point is, that's not a lot of money to us, but to them. How much do they make? Like 5 silver a day, a gold piece a day?
It's probably about 5 silver. That feels
So-
reasonable.
You're doing like 4 and a
Like
half
you're,
days of-
like yeah, it's like a
5
week's
days
worth
of
of
work.
wages.
Yeah.
Sure. So, what is your guys' plan now that you've spoken to Akon?
Into the hills, I guess.
Spend the night and then into the hills.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, you have a pretty entertaining evening of hijinks in the bar. Zorgar gets the masses pretty riled up actually. They're still like every now and then obviously I'm presumably you don't speak to them like the whole night. But, like every now and then even if you're not speaking to them, like a chant will just start of like farms, and they try and see how long they get it going, and then they get progressively less and less enthusiastic with each chant. But eventually, even when folk are filing out to go home, they're like you can hear in the streets outside, farm.
Good.
But yeah, you guys,
You do look like a ghost right now.
you do a little.
Pretty terrifying.
That was quite impressive, Zorgar.
Really got them riled up.
You'll make a revolution out of them yet. Good job.
I don't know what you were talking about, but they seemed very into it. So
They were into the farm subsidized idea.
Oh yeah, means farms.
Oh. Means farms?
Yeah, that's what they were chanting.
Oh.
So waves of justice, maybe waves of farm subsidies.
Farms of justice?
But the farms is just the first wave of justice. for the
Right, the
people.
You
other-
got the ball rolling. You got the ball
Yeah,
rolling.
yeah.
We're
see
gonna
back
make
on-
so many promises we can't deliver on.
Farm subsidies aren't. That's not a biggie, surely.
But I mean,
Plowshares into swords, folks.
I
Come
don't
on.
think it should be. I don't think after Valisar's dead, it should be like, right, let's sort out those farms. We'll have a war to deal with still.
Yeah, but
Mm.
at least you won't be charging into a war. You'll be going
Already in
back
one.
from a war. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. You get people out of the mess that the previous person got them into, like always. You know.
Is there a way you can blame the moon on Valisar?
Okay, that would be outright
Yes,
lying because it is
but yeah,
directly
that-
our fault.
That would
Yes.
fuck us if they found out the truth, which I don't think would be that hard.
Yeah, but like the moon fucks scale.
Yeah, but
So if you can if you can turn that on its head and say it's Valisar's fault, you're gold.
Until they find out it was us.
you're talking shite. You're talking absolute shite.
You've had too much to drink today.
Yeah,
You've
too
just
much
been trying to
gooseberry
thief-
juice.
Thief fucking
you-
alcohol.
Maybe
can't-
being
You
a kid
did.
has affected your
I
alcohol
didn't take
intake.
you as a thief, Rurik. And here you are.
Well,
You have a serious drinking problem.
I've been
You're
wanting to
doing
say
lots
for a
drink is good
while.
for me. You know.
First hallucinogenic mushrooms, then stealing alcohol. What's next? This is an intervention.
There, well, I don't know.
Listen, you can't just drink to forget your wife, okay? She's gone. You gotta move on, okay?
Fucking picked at an old scar.
Hey, Raffin, you got any more mushrooms?
You clean me out.
Raffin's your dealer.
He's jonesing for some now.
The
What
first
would
mushrooms are free.
Morden think, Rurik? What would
That's how
Morden
we win
think?
this war. Mushrooms, I'm telling you.
He saw his dad like this, huh? Begging Raffin for mushrooms. That's not alright.
I haven't been this sober in like since I was a baby. So this is not a problem. This is part of our culture. You would understand.
It sounds like a problem to me.
It's not a problem. This is just my life.
You can't. We can never know.
Still have some of your wine, just drink some of that to go to sleep.
That's not a good suggestion.
Why not?
Ah,
As long
that's a
as
good
no one sees
suggestion.
him. He's not actually a kid. He can do what he pleases. As long
Yeah,
as other
thanks-
people don't
thanks,
see him
Dad.
do what he pleases.
It's more about him not, drinking to get to sleep rather than being seen.
It's
About
an
100 years
there's
too
an
late for
effective
that.
tranquilizer.
I suppose.
Darren, you're an enabler.
Sure. So you guys spend the night.
Bonking with his dealer.
Yeah, you guys spend the night and you wake up the next morning. So it's a nice day outside, It's approaching the end of winter, but it's still sunny and warm out. What's your guys' plan?
To the hills.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's move on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe chant farms on the way out or something.
You don't really have to. Like, as you guys are leaving, like, the other folks that are, the workers that you pass by, they're like, as you go by, they go, farms! Farms! Yeah! Yeah!
I feel like we're going to need new names by the next village at this point.
Well, at this rate, we can fucking pit stop at every village, get a revolution going in each one, and then we're golden.
Exactly.
Farms
Bruce.
revolution.
Starts with the people.
If they
Exactly.
can't fight soldiers, how are they gonna fight a war?
If we have 200 soldiers and we disperse them all evenly among all the villages and just have farms chanted, turn all of the villages of scale against them.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Gonna need to
because they have to get their
crack
soldiers from somewhere. Granted, they've already got most of their soldiers, but if every soldier's parents like, no,
It's
we're
like Spartacus
farming
did it.
people.
Or if they just straight up
Yeah.
can't, then they won't give the soldiers food, you know, they're a bit screwed.
True.
Free the slaves.
Starve them out.
Sure. So you guys are just heading into the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So you wave goodbye to CERN and continue. There's some chants, they start up as you pass and then they kind of die down and people kind of wave you away. Then you head off back up the path you came down and run further into the hills. And about 4 or 5 hours later, it's approaching lunchtime. You pass on the way there. There's like this kind of like dish. This sort of dish is like there's kind of like a circle of stone on the path it has the Ulra's symbol on it, and you can see there's a sack of something like a white sack kind of placed on the top of it. Nothing else.
Let's give it a look.
Do you think this is a test or a trap or
I was about to say, is this a
coincidence?
It's just a circle with a white sack
It's
on
just
it.
this sort of stone circle. Kind of, it's not like in the middle of the path, but it's like a little ways. It's kind of against the cliff face. The stone circle that's got like kind of like there's like a circle and then kind of it's got like a border on it. And the kind of center of the circle has whatever the clan Ulrid symbol looks like. I'm not actually sure. And there's this just kind of standard like white sack on it.
I'm gonna go and
Like time
check
shot.
it out.
Sure. When you say check it out, like what are you doing? Are you just looking at the exterior, or are you like, opening up and looking inside?
I'll look at the exterior, then I'll open up the thing.
Sure. It just looks like a regular sack. And you open up and there's just it's about like maybe 2 kilograms of flour in there.
There's flour in here. Is there anything? The entrance is invisible and moves. Are we supposed to put flour on it if I can find it or something?
Yeah.
or do
Is
they
the
just say they
flower
look
weight like Indiana Jones on top of whatever this thing is? What happens
just
if you
apply-
lift the bag of flour?
I'll give it a go.
You're gonna watch it.
Lift up the bag of flour.
You successfully grasp and raise a bag of flour. That's about it. Nothing else really
Giant
happens.
boulders.
Nope, nothing happens.
Can I take a handful of the flour, and is there anything like noticeable nearby at all, or like
There's a cliff face.
is
There's,
the
like, crags.
symbol like pointing towards anywhere in particular? Or...
Nope, not really. It's the right way up to face you from if you were coming from the road, basically.
Okay, so from where we came up to, I'm just gonna chuck the flour forward. Not all of it, just like a little handful.
Yeah, you just spread this handful of flour over like some rocks and bushes and stuff. Nothing happens other than they've got flour on them.
Oh, I don't
Maybe
fucking
we
know.
need to make bread.
Maybe.
is it not part of the villagers saying they're leaving supplies for them sometimes?
We just pick up the supplies and throwing them at trees.
Would Linda think this is significant as a wizard? With all the
It's
weird
not
coded
anything
shit she's had to
you've
deal with?
encountered before.
Okay.
Like, yeah, there's probably some weird wizard somewhere who's like, yes, the key to opening my tower is to place a sack of flour in the right place. And you have to place 5 berries in the flour of random colors. And if you have them in the right sequence of height, then the tower will reveal itself. Because like wizards do that sort of stuff occasionally. But it's not
Maybe
like...
that's the answer.
Right, spread out, find berries.
Well, there's no other clues, is there?
Was there any like draconic characters or anything around these stones?
No, I don't think so. It's literally just like a someone's kind of like rubbed their name into the rock nearby, like in like basically written like, you know, John was here, like scratched into the rock. But that's like that's it.
Can I throw flower at John was here?
It's a little clearer now, a little more defined. It's covered in flower.
I can't help but feel like we're just throwing around someone's flower.
Why would they only leave flour? Like, do they just have an order of just flour?
Maybe.
So is this how the villagers would leave it out like a sacrifice?
Yeah, maybe
Seems a
someone's
little
baking a
sus.
cake, you know? Can I do an investigation check on the thing it's on? Was it on the thing?
Yeah, it's just on like a sure. Give us an investigation check.
For arcane bullshit, let's... where is it? Skills... Gonna give myself +6, because why not?
27.
27!
That's for intimidation, but you know whatever.
Oh,
Like,
wait.
you still got really high.
So just scared about
Oh
the
shit,
flower.
oh wait, that's Wait, so that'd be 30, wait, that'd be 20, 30, so that'd be 36.
36.
I've never got such a good roll before.
It's pretty. It's like it's made of paving stone. You're like you look at it. You're like I could definitely make a machine that would produce that exact thing right there, and like you would need these things to do it. But it doesn't look like it. Just like there's it looks purely decorative.
I could do that if I felt like it.
Yeah.
Well, see, I have PTSD from other wizards trying to fucking give me coded messages and it just seeming normal and then being like, nah.
Oh, you didn't pass our bullshit flower test.
Would not be surprised.
What if we're just going insane and it's just a bag of flour and there's nothing
But
more
why would
to
a bag
it?
of flour be
I
out of here?
forgot it.
That makes sense. They
No,
said the deliveries come once a month. That means this flour would be here for like over a month because the next delivery's on Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe somebody just forgot it when they were taking it back. You know, mistakes get made. Maybe they were
How
drunk.
stale does this flour seem? Good
Reasonably
flour.
stale.
Oh. Okay.
It's not like fresh flour.
Hmm.
Wait.
Nice
Patrick,
face
can you test detect magic for the love of God?
Oh my god. Alright. Detect magic, eh? I'll see if this flower is magical.
The flower, no magic on it.
Nada.
Saying 30 feet.
The plate has
Distance.
magic on it.
Plate's magic.
What is the detect magic?
Can I have a look at the plate?
Oh, can I identify the plate?
Well, yeah. The flower is just to throw you off. It's the plate that's important, guys.
Damn it, we ruined the waiting now that we threw some of the flower at trees.
Do you think this has absolutely nothing to... This is just how they get their kicks. It's like, what do you think would happen if we just put a plate of flour? A plate of flour.
think it's like
And a bunch of
Lord
idiot
Village.
adventurers came by, and we can spy on them and laugh at them.
Chop
Are we not
flower
allowed
things.
to?
Where is this again? Is this like at the edge of the village?
It's just on the
Out in
road.
the open? It's on the road.
It's lunchtime. We've been traveling.
I'm just
until
wondering
lunch.
if like the whole village is laughing at us, looking at looking at us spending 10 minutes putting in the bag of flour.
You can tell the plate is the magic on the plate is evocation magic.
Woo! I like that.
You'd like that plate.
Can I cast identify on the plate? Is that
Sure, yeah.
possible?
It's a plate that casts sending with a pre-recorded message.
It's a
Flower?
sending stone. It's a plate litter.
That's I don't know about that.
Copyright infringement right there.
That's a bit sus. Don't like
I've got to
that.
say, I've got to say, your design's so much more ergonomic. You know, this just seems wasteful, a waste of
Yeah,
materials.
also, mine's not just a pre-recorded message. This is more just like a beat.
What is the pre-recorded
Machine.
message?
I'm trying to think.
Did you expect us to get beaten by the bag of flour?
Is it
No.
is it a recipe for cookies?
No, I'm just thinking exactly how it would be written. The pre-recorded message is there is a delivery.
Well, let's fucking send it. The delivery's us. Let's go.
Yeah, we are the package. I make it go. Do I understand how to make it go?
Yeah. Yeah, you do it. And I'm pretty sure that worked. Nothing
I don't know
happens
how sending
immediately.
works.
Did we wait for a while then? Oh, well, we need to have lunch anyway, so why don't we just have lunch here?
Yeah, it's a nice spot.
Sure.
Make
So
a
you
little
guys,
campfire, get some stuff out.
yeah, you stop and make a little fire, and keep a wary eye on the flower, and have your lunch. And by the end of the lunch, nothing's
Side-eyeing it.
happened.
Are we going to spend a day watching a bag of flour?
I don't know. Have you got any better ideas, Naren?
No.
That's what I thought.
Listen, we at least we we sent them a message. We know we sent them a message.
Oh.
So they're bound to come at some point, right? Right?
What if somebody really liked that flower?
I don't understand why they left the flower. It's making a worm burrow into my brain.
Maybe this is like an old one they don't usually use or haven't used for a while. That's why there's old flower here.
I don't think the flower will be that old though.
Flower keeps.
And exposed outside in the rain.
It's pretty toasty here, you know.
There's been
Yeah,
storms.
but it's in a sack. It's not the most airtight container, you know.
Fair.
You won't wait until tomorrow morning and see if anything happens.
Sure. We should catch
feel
up
like-
with them.
Let's camp by the
I'm starting
flower.
to think maybe we should just because Jake is laughing at us.
Yeah, I know.
Is this like the first thing we came across out of the village? Was it like we left
It's
the
the
village
first
and-
notable thing you found. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
see.
a bag
I see.
of flour.
Well, why don't we just take the plate with us?
That might be theft.
So then we send off a
Well, then
message
they're
saying
definitely going
there's
to
a
want to find
delivery.
us, aren't they? Because they'll be like, you fucking took our plate. We're like, we know, we want to see you, so now we can give it to you back. We also have to talk to you. It's a genius plan.
Is it? It's a plan.
Let's take the plate.
No. I just feel like, you know, if we're trying to go off on the right foot, we've thrown their flower about. You know, we're gonna steal their plate.
We're
We
already
can
on the
give
wrong
them the
foot.
money for flour. It's just flour.
We don't
Spying
know
on us. They would have seen us all get high. I just feel like we're not off on the right foot here. You know, let's not add theft to the list.
It's not theft. We're going to give it to them. We found it in a field and we're going to give it back to them.
If you haven't asked for permission to take it, it's stealing.
But it's just out in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe that's its purpose.
Yeah, but if you find something in the middle of nowhere with a clan symbol on it and your main aim is to take it back to the clan, that is not stealing.
Plenty of things
Technically.
are out in the open, and you know, Green Wall was out in the open. Doesn't mean we can pinch their wall. You know.
The plate is quite fixed in the ground. You can probably pry it up, but like it is installed. It feels like.
Yeah, I feel like at the point where we're prying this
I
up
thought it was
from
just
the
a
ground.
plate.
How about we at least give it a few more hours?
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorger, how do you say "do not steal" in Dragonborn? Let's learn some more words while we're here.
I mean, I don't know about how Zorgar will tell you.
Sure. So how long are you waiting by this plate?
Few hours.
Sure. Okay.
Very amused, Jake.
So about 3 hours go by. Nothing happens. Clara is
All
still
we've
there
been told
on the plate.
is we don't know where the entrance is. If they want to see us, they'll seek us out. And the only thing we have seen that so far regarding them is this plate.
Yeah, exactly. If they want to come see us, they'll see us. It doesn't mean we should go nick their things.
Well, what does Sora think of all this? Other than disapproving.
She's like, I think it's just a bag of flour. Maybe
We're not
there's a
talking
mix-up
about
with
a
the
bag of
delivery,
flour.
or
Oh yeah, I forgot I was bunking with Sara last night.
yeah, I shouldn't have much chat.
Oh, I probably was asking her lots of things, even if she was giving me.
Yeah, no,
short
she'll
answers.
answer all your questions. She didn't have she didn't bring up any conversation topics.
Okay. I would ask her about things she did as queen and things like that. And
Sure.
yeah. Find out a bit about life, find out a little bit about the culture scale, that kind of stuff.
So who is Sora really? You know?
Yeah. No one's really asked her, to be honest.
Yeah, so you find out some of this you may have already known, or some of this Lita may already have known. You find out that she was not she wasn't born into royalty or anything. She was just she was one of the lowest. She was a Macto, like one of the sort of the lowest tier of clan she was born into, and then she joined the military, and then through her work in the military she rose up the ranks, and then eventually met Tygon, and then they got married, and then she became the queen, which is she didn't say this, but it's the first time anyone has ever made that sort of class ascent in recorded history, and then she was in charge of she was the queen, and then they had Valanzar, and then Valanzar grew up, and then Valanzar killed the king, but he couldn't kill her, so he kept her in the tower, and then eventually she leapt out the she leapt out of her tower bedroom basically, and broke through the glass in the window and landed in the sea below, and survived. And then she went to the continent southwest of Scale, or the country, whatever it is, I haven't really decided, and she was there until the Red Order found her and brought her here.
Oh, so she's been to another continent?
Yeah.
Nice. What's the other continent like? What's the temperature and the...
Is that the one that humans came from?
No, that's the one that's across the sea. There's one that's... I don't know if it's a continent necessarily. Certainly there's another island, at least, that is to the southwest of Scale called Tyrus. And it's where there's either, insect men live there or bird men live there, and I haven't really decided.
Oh.
Whichever one it is, she knows it. She's like, yeah, I've met those dudes. They're assholes.
I don't know whether they're insects or birds, but either way, they're dicks.
Yeah.
Were they insects?
Yeah, so that's basically what you learn overnight.
Are we still gonna hang out here by the plate?
Let's just go.
It'll be another one scratching away.
But what if they're on their way?
Shut up, Tempter, we're leaving.
Well, at least we have a fancy plate now.
You guys don't know the obscure ways wizards work, and sometimes someone would do this. Maybe not Clan Oris, but someone would do this.
I mean, it has to be Clan Urus because that's their symbol there.
No, I'm not saying this itself is a thing. I'm saying a wizard would do this as a secret way to find their base.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go on.
We're fucking dumb.
Maybe it means follow the flowers.
Oh yeah, maybe, we're right, maybe.
Is there flowers nearby?
There's some mountain flowers, yeah, some wildflowers.
Grasping at straws.
Follow the farmers. They make the flour. Give the farmers flowers.
Man, I just
Farms,
fucking go.
Farms.
Flowers for farmers.
Sure. So you guys are just heading off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you guys, you get about half an hour out of the village. Stop for 3 hours at this plate. Hang out there. Continue on. So it's like early evening. You're walking along the path, and then you like round a bend, and then like the air goes still. This butterfly that is like kind of fluttering by like stops, like freeze frames in midair. And then your view, there's this kind of view holds for like 2-3 seconds. Let me change the tunes.
If you put tangerine dreams on my
We're
sword,
waiting for this for a few hours because we got distracted by flower.
Because I was like literally a couple hours ago, I was trying to fucking steal a plate.
So this frame holds for like a second, 2 seconds, enough for you to realize what's going on. Like the wind stops, and anything else that is moving in your frame of vision also stops and holds its position. Like the sun, like even like sun rays that you can see, like they're like frozen, and then there's like you hear almost like this like finger click sound, and then you are in a different room. You can see directly in front of you. You're all here. You can see directly in front of you. There's this long glass table, and there are 11 figures seated around it, kind of so that you kind of directly in front of you. You can see there is this figure in black scales. They got this black gilded armor. They're wearing this crown on their head, and they're like kind of like they've got their hands splayed on this table, around which there are these other people. To that figure's left, Zorgar, you recognize him as your brother. To that figure's left is this guy. He's got red scales. He's wearing big dragon glass armor. He's got these like long curling horns like an ibex's, and he's missing one eye, and he's kind of like frozen, studying like whatever papers on the desk like intently. That Valasar is like displayed in front of. He's like mid-sentence, it looks like. To Valasar's other side, there is this woman in relatively simple clothes. She's got green scales, and her right hand has these like iron fingernail claw things on them. And she's kind of like watching this. Who else is here? There's a bronze scaler seated at the table, and she is wearing like a naval jacket, and she has these like horns that spiral like an antelope's. Who's kind of watching this. At one end of the table, there is this black dragonborn who is in finery, and she's wearing glasses and looks kind of bored. There's a copper scaler who is overweight. He's wearing this like fur coat. He's got lots of like rings on his fingers and stuff like that. There are two almost identical looking white dragonborn at the other end of the table, who are kind of watching Valasar intently. There's this elderly looking brass dragonborn who's kind of like sort of hunched over the table, watching this all go down. This kind of freeze frame scene. There is a middle-aged silver scaler who is wearing like kind of light chainmail. They've got a tabard on. They look very much like Kaladin. There's a strong resemblance there. Their tabard has this symbol on it. I don't know if it's going to focus.
Well,
Yeah.
And yeah, basically. And there is this blue scaler who is wearing robes. They have these curling like ram horns and gold jewelry. There's a staff next to them, kind of resting against the table, and everything is freeze framed. You can see it's a pretty big room you're in. Like it's well illuminated. There's like glass windows that are all around. There's sunlight drifting in. And it's kind of like making these little like rainbow effects throughout the room. You can see like kind of the vicinity beyond this like sort of table and the bit you're standing in is kind of like almost like blurred artificially. And you can see like kind of behind each person around this table, sort of back against the wall, there is this like there is each a knight in various different colored armor, like green armor, red armor, blue armor, etc. The one behind Valisar's armor is transparent. You can't make out any features, just that there are like, these knights here. And then the blue scaler, everyone is like totally frozen, and then the blue scaler stands up and turns to face you. And sort of looks at everyone and says, Sora Marquez, back from the dead. And this must be the two hatchlings, come to this land to reclaim their throne, free the impoverished masses, and marry the beautiful princesses as the fairy tale said. My apologies, I cannot meet with you in person. As you can see, I am otherwise engaged.
What is your name, Mr. Ulvis?
I am the Cerulean. I understand you wished an audience.
That is correct.
That seems like a pretty good place to stop for today.
Damn.
So we'll pick up with that next week, probably. So if you watch the stream, cheers for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday. Where if I put the end screen, I always lose it. End screen. See you later.